Hello everyone, Carson here back on Sudoku on New York Times. Today is May 9th, 2024. Let's start today's hard Sudoku. Okay, wow. Okay, let's start off with these threes. These threes points up, and this cell sees another 3. These threes point down, and this cell sees 3. The digit 1 in block 5 is forced into one of these two cells. Oh, okay. I was just looking at column 5 and I found a single. This cell right here, it sees 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So this cell is forced to be a 1 because this cell sees every other digit apart from 1. So 1 has to go in this cell. Otherwise, the cell would become empty. And of course, we can't have that. So 1 must go in this cell. After that, the digit 1 in block 9 is forced into one of these two cells. Alright, I guess I'll continue with column 5. 2, 7, and 9 are the digits that go into the open cells. So they go like this because this cell sees 2 and this cell sees 7. The digit 6 in block 6 is forced into one of these two cells. These 6's points left and this cell also sees 6. So in block 7, the digit 6 is forced into this cell. Oh, okay, found another single. I was just looking at column 4, and look at what this cell sees. This cell sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So the only digit that this cell does not see is 5. So this cell has to be a 5. Quick rundown again. This cell sees every other digit apart from 5. So this cell is forced to be a 5 because it cannot be any other digit. So 5 must be placed here. And then in block 5, the digit 5 is forced into one of these two cells. In column 4, 1, 8, and 9 are the digits that go into the open cells. The cell sees 1. This 2 points down and this 2 points left. So in block 7, the digit 2 is forced into row 9 and then these 2's point right. another single. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I was just looking at row 8, and I found that the cell sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. So the only digit that this cell does not see is 8. So 8 is forced into this cell because it cannot be any other digit. So it has to be 8. After that, these 8 points right, and this cell also sees another 8. So in block 9, the digit 8 is forced into this cell. After I've placed this 8, the digit 1 is forced into this cell in block 9, because this 8 removed one of the two possibilities for 1. So this cell is the 1 remaining cell for the digit 1 in block 9, so it has to go here. After that, this 1 points down and this 1 points left to force the digit 1 into this cell in block 7, which then, with this 1, points up to force the digit 1 into this cell in block 1, and then it is forced into the cell in block 2, which then places the final 1 for this puzzle. Ones are all done. Let's continue with row 8. 2, 3, and 4 are the digits that go into the open cells. The cell sees 2 and the cell sees 4. The digit 6 in block 2 is forced into one of these two cells. The digit 7 in block 1 is forced into column 1. And then, in block 4, the digit 7 is forced into one of these two cells in column 2. Actually, speaking of column 2, 5, 7, and 9 are the digits that go into the open cells. These two cells see 5 from the same block. So in column 2, the digit 5 is forced into the cell, because this is the only cell in which 5 can go in for this column. That makes these two cells a 7-9 pair. And the other 3 open cells in block 4, a 2-4-8 triple. This cell sees 4. In block 7, these 3 open cells form a 2-4-9 triple. This cell sees a 2. These 5s point right to force the digit 5 into this cell in block 9, which makes these 3 cells a 4-7-9 triple to complete this row. Okay, the digit 7 in block 9 is forced into this cell. After I place the 7, 4 in block 9 is forced into this cell, which makes this cell a 3 and this cell a 2. Row 8 is done. Block 9 is also done. This cell is for 4 or 9 only. In column 8, 5, 8, and 9 are the digits that go into the open cells. This cell sees an 8. The digit 5 in block 1 is forced into one of these two cells. In column 9, 2, 3, 4, and 6 are the digits that go into the open cells. This cell sees 2 and 4, so it can only contain either 3 or 6. 2, 3, 4, 6. Sees 4, so it's 2, 3, or 6. This cell sees 3 and 6, so this cell can only contain either 2 or 4. 2, 3, 4, and 6, but sees 4, so it can only contain 2, 3, or 6. But at the same time, I see that these 3's force the digit 3 into one of these two cells in block 6. And these two cells form a 3-6 pair, because in block 6, both 3 and 6 can only go into these two cells. So 2 digits can only go into these two cells. Then these two cells form a pair because, two certain digits are forced into 2 of the same cells, right? No. Yeah, you know what? You get what I mean. If you get what I mean, you get what I mean. Alright. So this 3-6 pair eliminates the 2 from this cell. And does that do anything? Oh, the digit 4 in column 9 is forced into the cell because none of the other open cells in column 9 can contain a 4, and 4 still needs to go somewhere, so it is forced into the cell. After that, the digit 4 in block 4 is forced into this cell. This 2-8 pair eliminates the 2 from the cell. Oh, also, the digit 2 cannot go into the 3-6 pair. This cell also sees 2, so the digit 2 in column 9 is forced into the cell. After that, there's 2 points left to force the digit 2 into this cell in block 2, which then makes this a 6, this a 9, and this an 8. Alright, so I can place a lot of digits now, after I got some solid information. These 9s force the digit 9 into this cell in block 6, which then places the 9 into this cell for column 8, or block 3. Okay, in block 6, 5 open cells left. We got a 3-6 pair and a 5-8 pair, meaning that the one open cell remaining that is not a part of any pairs is a single, and that digit is 2, so 2 has to go here. These two cells are for 5 and 8. The cell is for 2 or 8 to complete this row, but the cell sees 2, so this is forced to be an 8, which makes this a 2 and 8 and 5 and 8 and 5. Alright, good progress, I would say. This cell sees 2, so that's forced into this cell, which makes this a 7. This is also a 7. Alright, okay, 3, 5, and 7 are the digits that go into the open cells in row 3, but this cell sees 3 and 7, so this cell is forced to be a 5, which then places the digit 5 into this cell in block 3. 3, 6, and 7 are the digits that go into the open cells in block 3. In row 2, we need 3, 6, and 8 in the open cells, but this cell sees 3 and 8, so this cell is forced to be a 6, which should finish up the puzzle. This cell is say 3 to complete this row. This is an 8 to complete this row. These two cells are for 5 and 7, but this cell sees 7, so... Whoops, sorry, not a 5, definitely, but this cell sees 7. This cell sees 7, so it has to go here, and this one is actually a 9. So there we go, it should be done. Alright, so I finished today's New York Times hard Sudoku in just under 15 minutes. Alright, so I would say this puzzle might be slightly trickier to start off with, because there were quite a lot of singles around the puzzle. It was definitely more than usual, more than other Sudoku puzzles. I think this is the most singles I've come across in terms of starting off the puzzle. Yeah, that was definitely a lot of singles. It may be a bit tough if you are a beginner in hard Sudokus, or if you're just not used to playing hard Sudokus. I think you would struggle a bit, but yeah, it just really depends on where on the board you're looking at. So I think there was a single 1 down here and a single 5. So 2 singles in block 8. And then I think was it this 8? I think it was this 8 in block 7 was also a single. Yeah. And of course, pairs and triples are quite usual, so of course all of these are key spots. And also in column 9, I think the 4 was forced here and the 2 was forced here, so I think those were the key spots. Yeah, alright. So I would say that's it. The most trickiest thing about this puzzle, I think, was definitely the singles. Lots of singles around. Hopefully you could spot them without too much of difficulty. Yeah, even if you struggled, hopefully this video helped. And if you do have any other questions, please feel free to leave it in the comments. I'll be glad to reply you. Today is May 9th, 2024. I'll see you all in tomorrow's New York Times Hard Sudoku Solve. Bye!